starting live, and we're here. Look it, I have a special guest. So let's see, people will start coming on, and the great thing is I don't have to have that banter with Elix, because Elix always has something to say.
I was watching some of your shows.
Yeah, either I'm interrupting, I have ADHD, I'm saying hi to everybody, so...
I do too.
Yeah, I don't know. So listen, Heather is first. Heather, I have, I'm not seeing all the comments, but there's already 7 people here. I have Cheryl Hall here, who's going to be doing the show, and she has her cards. And hey, Heather, Janine, hello, David. Everybody say hi to Cheryl. I know Elix is in Texas. Abby, how are you? Betty, hi. So he'll be back next week, but I am so excited that Cheryl's here. And we actually met, Cheryl and I met at the First Spiritualist Church of Brockton, even though it's in Rehoboth. And that was that was the first church I went to as a spiritualist church. So when I was starting to reach out, another friend, Kathy Foster, who will be watching, I'm sure. Hey, Heidi. Said, you need someone?
Hello.
Hey, you need somebody? I got your gal.
Yes,
it's Cheryl. It's Cheryl. So I want people to make sure that they call 508-222-1320 when we get into the station. But if there's any questions, Betty knows the church. Just say great church. Let Cheryl know. Let me know. So I hope everyone is excited about this. And this is the first time we just passed, Cheryl, a 1-year anniversary that Elix and I have been doing this show through the Static. And I've never had anybody come on that does tarot cards. So you're the first.
Great.
The special Cheryl. So look at Heidi saying, hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Heidi.
So this is going to be really great. And something very interesting that Cheryl texted me earlier and said that on her way here, what does she forget? Her shoes. No, her tarot cards. So I'm like, oh my God, like I hope she's not going to speed to get here on time. But what'd you end up doing?
Going to Woman of Wisdom and picked out a few decks.
I love it. And that's the one that's in Easton, right?
Yes.
I've never been, but I've driven by there. So this is going to be very great. It's going to be really good. And I love sort of and tell me if I'm wrong, Cheryl, with this, but in the sort of the spirit world, we always seem like, for me anyway, we're broken down to medium or psychic, and the two of them overlap so much, right? I know there's definitions of psychics and a definition of mediums, but to me, I think they're so close and so similar. It's just using a different sort of venue to get your information. So
I agree.
You use your cards,
yes,
and I just directly use spirit. So it's very interesting. So. Hey, Katie. Katie's like, hey, Cheryl and Steven. It's good to see everyone. Abby, the lines open up probably about 5 past 5 because the news takes a couple of minutes, and then the show will start. So, hey, Dorothy. I love everyone saying hi, Steven. Hi, Cheryl.
Yes.
It's a nice welcome and nice introduction. So if you have any questions for Cheryl, let her know. But I am really excited about this. And, I was saying to Cheryl that I am really seriously, and I know I've said this before, I'm very impressed and very intimidated by those cards. Even looking at them, they freak me out. Cheryl,
there's just so many symbols and stuff, and that's what you're reading is the symbols.
But now, let me ask you, Cheryl, with each individual card, though, do you also, can you actually break down, even parts of the card, parts of the picture, or
yes.
Do they go, oh my God.
And as I'm reading, each card sometimes gives me different answers for the person that I'm reading. But mostly the basics is 1 through 10. 0 is the beginning, 10 is the end. So when you're looking at your cards, you're seeing that 0, 1, 2, 3 is the beginning of whatever you're working on. That 9, 10, that's the end of a cycle. And all of these are just cycles.
How many cards, Cheryl?
78.
Oh dear God, 78 cards. But then are they broken down 1 to 10, 10 to 20?
There's 4 suits. There's the wands, well, 5 suits. There's the wands, there's the swords, there's the cups, and there's the rods. And you have the major
Wow.
arcana cards. Major arcana cards affect your whole life. When it comes to the wands, that's the work that you do. When it comes to the swords, that's your mental, your mind and how your mind's working. Cups is about love in your heart. And wands, I did do wands already. Okay.
Yeah.
What am I missing? Oh, pentacles is about money. How can we forget about money? And
Not many of us do.
actual physical things that you have. So you got the 1 through 10 in each one of those categories,
Wow.
including the major arcana.
So each one of those categories, you'll have a number 5,
Yes.
a number 4, a number 3.
Yes.
Wow. But each one of the 5s is in a different category. Like you said, there's a 5 for the wands, the swords.
Yes.
Oh my God. And then each one of those, like those 1 to 10 categories, like you said, some deal with your heart, some deal with money. Oh my God.
And it matters on where the placement is in your layout. And what kind of layout you're using and what you're looking for.
Well, that's a very good question I have. So how do you figure out what the layouts are? Do you do like?
I do one basic layout that I do for everybody where I tell everybody what's going on right now. And
how-
that way I know whether we're in the same gear, if this is accurate or not.
Oh my God.
And then I'll go on to 6 months. And then I give them 3 cards to put down and they can ask me any question they want.
And how many
and
cards do
everybody-
you start with when you put your cards
10.
down? Wow. That's.
It's
I'm
interesting.
so impressed.
It's interesting and surprising. I mean, I'm reading the cards, but how the cards get to where they want to be, I have no idea.
Now, when someone comes in person, do you have them shuffle the cards? Like
Yes, I do. But every reader's different. Some people will not even let people touch their cards.
Wow. So you
Where I
let you
do.
let people get their energy and
Right.
and really kind of get really intimate with the whole process.
Right. But even if I'm doing it by phone, I will do the shuffling, but they're telling me when to stop
Wow.
so that their energy is getting into the cards.
So when you're doing it on phone, you'll actually say to them, "Tell me when to stop."
Right.
And then when they say stop, you know exactly that they really pretty much just like they were in front of you, they pick the card.
Correct.
Wow. How crazy is this? How amazing is this? And I know that these cards are, they're really so accurate and so terrific, and they're just, it's amazing.
It is amazing. It amazes me.
Yeah, you know what? I say that, Cheryl, to people here on Facebook, or even when I start the show, that daily I learn when I do mediumship stuff and do readings. And I love that you said that, because it sounds like it's the same thing, right? And is it possible that you may have pulled a card many times for readings, and then you pull one for somebody, and it's sort of like a whole different explanation?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and as you said, it also depends on the layout and how they mix together.
Right.
As Elix would say, Spanish, ay Dios mío. It's way overwhelming to me. That's so much. It really is. But I love, you know what I do? I love the looks of these cards.
Yes, I
when
do
you
too.
when you were just like pulling certain ones out, these cards are
So
are
much
beautiful.
symbolism.
Yeah, but they're so beautiful. And
So here's the 5 of Cups.
look at this. I don't know if this is the one Cheryl showed you, but look at the details of this card. And this is just one of how many again?
78.
One of 78 cards.
And you can see this is somebody who's gone through a great loss,
Wow.
an emotional loss, but you can see on the cards here that there's still some standing. So there's still something that's still emotionally involved in this relationship. It's not a complete loss.
Wow. And now, are the backs all the same?
No. Well, on these cards.
Yeah,
it's like,
so they are.
yeah.
This is really pretty though,
Yeah.
too. I love it.
Yeah, I loved them too. I said, oh yeah, these are for me.
How long, Cheryl, would you say did it take for you to get this proficient?
I kind of took to this right away.
Really?
It was just like automatic. And I seen a tarot card deck when I was 18 years old, and I was fascinated, but nobody would let me touch them or even work with them.
Really?
So I was in my 30s when I first picked it up.
But yet, as a little girl, you actually connected to your guides.
Right. Yes.
I
Yes.
asked Cheryl just to give me some information on her, and that when you sent that to me, I thought that was really interesting. And did you also say like you got in trouble for that?
Well, I would feel things because I'm an empath. So I would feel when somebody got hurt. I would feel other people's pain. And my parents thought I was a hypochondriac. So yes, I would get in trouble. So if my mom hurt her arm and my arm is hurting, they would get a little upset with me, thinking that I was trying to get their attention or something,
God,
you know?
God, Cheryl. And I know you have, as we talked about, you have your job,
Yeah.
which is completely separate. Do they ever kind of overlap or mix?
Only once. A matter of fact, yes, because there's a couple in New Bedford. And when I went to do the intake, there was a tarot card sitting on the
Oh,
on the
really?
thing. And I picked it up. I said, whose card is this? She says, it fell out. We left it there just to see if it would affect, if you had. I said, well, I read tarot cards. So yes,
I love it.
know, this is how it's.
That was so meant for you to be at that house.
So it's kind of, but it's difficult when you're working in human services.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Certain things you don't talk about. But I did see one spirit in one house years ago, but that's about it.
I think it's pretty amazing that even happened once. Cheryl, what time is it? I just want to keep my eye on.
It is 4:59.
Okay, we still have a couple of minutes. So I was asking Cheryl when she got here just about that because I have a job too, as an attorney. You have your separate job, and do they ever overlap? And Cheryl was just talking about how once she saw a spirit, as she just mentioned, and I think for just like if you're meditating or if a medium or a psychic tells or tries to explain to somebody what's the best way to connect, and you tell them it's really you got to unclutter your mind, right? You got to get either meditating or in a great place, and I think that's probably maybe the reason why it doesn't overlap a lot, because as I mentioned, you're doing your job, and when I'm in court as an attorney, I'm doing my job and I'm focused on that, and I think it kind of like sort of keeps out the spirit, because that would be a little kooky if each time you go into a house you've got the loved ones like, hey, hi, hey Cheryl, take good care of my mom or my dad.
Sometimes the whole family's there and I'm getting it anyways on this side.
You mean in the physical?
Wonderful. Yeah, in the physical, the whole family's there.
Yeah, so
it's just so much love. It's wonderful.
Maybe spirit just doesn't want to add to that. They know it's going to be a lot, so let me just check. I got great people. Heidi's telling me it's 5:00. So, thank you, Heidi. So we have a couple of seconds. Hey, Gina. So unlike usual weeks, because Elix isn't here, and Elix is actually the one that monitors Facebook Live, when we go in, I'm going to shut Facebook Live off when the show starts. So everyone just switch over to WARA streaming live. You can go to my website, Stephen the Medium, and the link's there. Or on Facebook, I posted it. Or if you're not on Facebook, if you just press or type in WARA radio, as soon as the first website that comes up to the right will say listen live, and 508-222-1320 is the number. So this is going to be a great show. And as I said to Cheryl when she got here, this is for this show, it's just all about fun. That's what it's about. And hopefully we can, just like I do weekly, we can connect and see where we go from there. And if you at the end of the show you're in a better place, even if it's just that much, then I think we've done our job, right?
Great,
wonderful.
wonderful.
But I'm really excited that you're here. This is really terrific.
This is fun, yeah.
It is.
It's my first time ever doing this.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to say that. It's Cheryl's first time on the radio. So, hi from me, and hey, Karen and Ellie. It's good to see you. So again, 508-222-1320 when we switch over. And if you want to connect and speak to Cheryl and see what Cheryl can come up with, that would be terrific. So I think we're going to head over. So I'm going to bring you guys with us for now. So come with us. We can get Cheryl set up, and don't go anywhere.
Okay, you know what you can do? Let me give you the numbers.
Sure,
Give
I'm gonna
me,
sit right there.
call into the station, okay? It's, okay, it's 508-222-1320.
So I am going to say goodbye, Facebook Live, and
Pardon?
say goodbye to Miss Cheryl. Cheryl,
Yeah, just give me,
it's so
just
terrific
call
that
the
she's here.
station.
So remember,
I'll
switch
get
over to
you on.
WARA Radio 508-222-1320.
Yes.
So that you can listen to the show and you can call into the show. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think the lines are open yet,
Yeah,
but
just-
they will be soon. So. Thank you for checking
Just
in.
give us
and
a call.
David, I looked at your heart and was going to say,
Okay,
David and I will be
thanks.
back
Bye.
next week. See what you've done to me, David, with the heart. Elix and I will be on next week. So, okay? All right. See you guys.